Yo, we back. Let's get right into it. Here we go.
Going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including bad news for Drew McIntyre, Goldberg's retirement match set, a WWE making a big mistake with WrestleMania, CM Punk trains with Lyra's fiance, a major WWE return set, what has happened to Omos, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number 1, Julia and LA Knight advance. WWE without a doubt made the correct call with the two names who advanced to Money in the Bank. Julia would advance to the Women's Money in the Bank over Charlotte Flair and Zelina Vega, whilst LA would advance in favor of Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura. LA has to be considered the odds-on favorite to win the men's briefcase, and fans are categorically convinced that this is finally the year in which LA becomes Mr. Money in the Bank.
Hell
Number
no.
2, McIntyre and Priest deliver. Now, the feud between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest continues to impress. The two had the typical pull-apart brawl on SmackDown last night, and the crowd were fully into everything they were doing. The rivalry has been one of the surprise hits of 2025, and their cage match tonight at Saturday night's main event is a strong contender to steal the show. Number 3, R-Truth's promo. R-Truth showed just why he's been around in WWE for so long during his promo last night. Truth spoke from the heart when it comes to John Cena's heel turn, and Truth did an outstanding job dissecting the Cena turn, and it's easy to see why Truth has been placed in this prestigious position. Truth would explain that Cena isn't happy deep down and he needs saving. Truth truly knocked this promo out of the park, and hopefully he gets a great showcase in the match with the WWE Champion tonight. And the Wyatt Six are back. Now, SmackDown was once again main evented by a tag title matchup. WWE are going all out and making their tag titles a prominent main event fixture on TV. The match between the Street Profits and Fraction and the main event match served to set up a major return. The matchup would go to a no contest as the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY got involved, then out of nowhere, the Wyatt Six made their presence felt by appearing out of nowhere in the middle of the ring. The group would clear house and fans gave them a thunderous reaction. In a touching moment, the group would bring a birthday cake into the ring to honor the late great Bray Wyatt on his birthday. This was a perfectly executed return. The Wyatt birthday tribute was an emotional way to honor a wrestler that is deeply missed. Based on this intense angle, it looks like the group may set their sights on the tag titles. This will be a great setup for the tag division, as a faction has numerous names that can act as a tag team, and even using Nikki Cross to have a singles feud with Candice LeRae wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. That was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, let Jacob cook. Now, all of the fans expected the Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa feud to come to a head at WrestleMania 41. However, WWE decided to extend the storyline between the two, and now with JC Mateo a constant presence on SmackDown, it looks like they will eventually pivot to a Fatu vs Mateo matchup before they book the inevitable Fatu vs Sikoa singles match. The tension between Fatu and Sikoa was heavily featured during the SmackDown broadcast last night, and Fatu has the opportunity to qualify for the Money in the Bank next week. With Sikoa already being confirmed for the match, it's likely that Fatu qualifies and WWE can play off the issues between the two men. Whilst the storyline is receiving decent reactions from the crowd, all the positive reactions are going towards Fatu, who fans evidently want him to see in that babyface role. But WWE really have to play this smart, as if they use the let it play out card for so long, they risk the chance of the fans losing complete interest, and due to how popular Fatu has become in such a short time, they need to avoid this at all costs. There was nothing downright ugly on this show. This week's broadcast was one of the most consistent 3-hour shows of the recent era. WWE did a solid job advancing both Saturday night's main event as well as Money in the Bank. What do you guys think of the Blue Brand this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at Goldberg's retirement match set. Our top story today takes a look at the latest when it comes to the retirement of WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. Goldberg recently spoke to My San Antonio, and the man himself confirmed that his final match is going to be in the South. It's going to be in the South. This gives me the opportunity to put a stamp on my career in front of the people I care the most about. These comments were followed up by a report from Fightful Select, and they stated that the final match will take place in Atlanta, Georgia. It was previously reported that WWE are planning a Saturday night's main event special on July 12th in Atlanta, so it's possible that's where Goldberg's final matchup goes down. Currently, there's no confirmed opponent for Goldberg's final match, yet all signs suggest that he'll be taking on Gunther. The match was previously rumored for a Saudi show or even SummerSlam, and WWE decided to do the match on a Saturday night's main event is a huge deal. If WWE followed through with this bold idea, that means two wrestling legends, those being Goldberg and John Cena, will both be retiring at Saturday night main event specials in 2025. Next up, a huge WrestleMania change incoming. The WWE could be about to be making a significant change to future WrestleMania events. This week, it was announced that WrestleMania 41 will no longer be in New Orleans. All signs now point towards the show taking place in Las Vegas for the second consecutive year, and naturally, this has led to a lot of questions being directed towards WWE and TKO. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the decision to move the event came down to money. The decision was made partially because this year's WrestleMania made so much money overall in Las Vegas from all sources that they could not make that level of money in New Orleans. The other is that the company loved having it in Las Vegas because key TKO executives lived there and Nick Khan grew up there. But he also added that the plan is now to run WrestleMania on a regular basis in Las Vegas. The plan is now to run WrestleMania on a regular basis in the city, not necessarily every year, but frequently. The idea is that the city wants to have a major destination sports event every year, and by definition, they are looking at the Super Bowl, the Final Four, the College Football National Championship Final, and WrestleMania, so we'll be looking for Mania any year that they don't have any of these other three events. One of the appeals of WrestleMania is that it ventures into different city each year. WrestleMania relies heavily on international fans attending the show, and this assists with city and state tourism. However, if the show remains fixed in one location, international fans and even fans from other states in the US are going to be less interested in making the costly trip. Next up, Money in the Bank 2026 location confirmed. It was confirmed this week that New Orleans would host Money in the Bank 2026, and Triple H has now confirmed the validity of these reports. In a video posted on X, the head of WWE Creative stated that the Money in the Bank 2026 will take place on August 26, 2026. This is the latest WWE have ever hosted the event, and the first time they've ever run the PLE following SummerSlam. This is an interesting move, and a major shakeup of the established WWE PLE calendar. Next up, CM Punk trains with Lyra's fiancé. Now you may have noticed that during Lyra Valkyria's IC title defense against Becky Lynch at Backlash, her fiancé was in the crowd rooting her on. Her fiancé is Irish indie wrestler LJ Cleary. Cleary took to X and mentioned how much of an honor it was to train with CM Punk. Extremely cool to have the honor of training with CM Punk at the Foundation last night. Thank you for the knowledge. Ace Steel provides one of the absolute best environments I've been part of to produce top quality pro wrestlers. Could Cleary find himself in WWE soon? Next up, a major WWE return set. The huge WWE returns keep on coming, and last night on SmackDown, the Wyatt Six finally returned to WWE television, but now they've announced that Bianca Belair is set to return to SmackDown. Belair's return was announced during SmackDown last night, and Belair hasn't been in action since suffering a hand injury back at WrestleMania 41. Next up, a new match added to Saturday night's main event. WWE are set to present Saturday night's main event tonight, and they've finally decided to add a women's match to the card. Fans were extremely critical of WWE's call to not have a single women's match featured, but thankfully that has now changed. On last night's SmackDown, they announced that Zelina Vega will defend her women's US title against Chelsea Green. This means that the card has 5 matches, and the show is confirmed to be headlined by Jey Uso vs Logan Paul for the world title. Next up, bad news for Drew McIntyre. Now it looks like Drew McIntyre is working hurt. McIntyre recently spoke with Orlando Sentinel, and McIntyre revealed that following his huge bump at Backlash, he's unable to turn his head all the way to the left. I can't turn my head all the way left yet. Working hurt is just what happens when you're an athlete, especially as the years go by. If you're injured, it is something to take care of. Maybe back in the day, we could have taped it and gone with it. In the past, I've worked with muscle tears and breaks, which isn't the most sensible thing, but the way we operate now, you want to last for the long run. McIntyre is set to collide with Damian Priest tonight in a steel cage match, and hopefully after the match, McIntyre is able to take it easy and heal before his next rivalry begins. And finally, what has happened to Omos? Now our final story looks at Omos' WWE status. Omos impressed with the run in Japan in early 2025, yet he was called back to WWE, seemingly to return to television. However, that hasn't occurred, and Omos has yet to make a single appearance since WWE made his return from his run in Japan. Omos was recently interviewed by What Culture, and according to the former WWE Tag Champion, he's simply waiting to return. I'm just waiting. I had fun in Japan and I'm patiently waiting. To be honest, man, I'm just here to dominate. I'm just ready to come back and dominate in the ring again. There's nothing that brings me more joy than being in the wrestling ring, so whenever that happens, I'm just ready and excited to get back in there. WWE decided to seize Omos' run in Japan, not only to use him in any capacity on WWE programming makes zero sense. It would have made more sense to keep Omos in Japan and bring him back into the fold when a solid creative plan was in place. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Alright, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go in the kitchen. I got 10 nuggets in there. I'm gonna eat 5 right now. Now I'll probably eat the last 5 later on. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for joining. Make sure y'all go watch my shorts and stuff, man. Trying to get those views up.